It's time. It's time for our love messages. I think I'm going to do this every night just because I'm like the crazy cat lady in her closet pulling love cards. And yeah, anyway, why not? So get your person on your mind, everybody. Okay. I'm sure it doesn't take too long to figure out who's on your mind. Let's pull some love messages, shall we? Let's start with this cute little cheesy soulmate deck. All right. What message do we have coming out? Okay, it says, have you lost sight of what's really important? Remember a time when life was simpler and the world seemed like a giant playground, just waiting to be explored. Perhaps it's time to rediscover that world together. Playfulness. So playfulness is being highlighted. What else do we have? What else is important to know for the person on my viewer's heart and mind? Let go of control issues. Let go of control issues. Allow the situation to unfold naturally. I know that's a hard one. Oh, bottom of the deck. Release your ex. Release your ex. The time has come to clear your energy. Perfect time, too. It's a completion year, right? A 9-year, and 2026 will be a brand new, like the year of the horse or one or something like that. Like a whole new beginning. I always forget about this love affirmation deck. It's got a little narwhal, and an octopus, and a starfish. Let's see what message we have in here. Message for the collective in regards to their special person. Oh, we got a couple of them fell out. Oh, we have 3. First, we have appreciation. What are these, crows? I don't know what these are. What are those? Bats? I don't know. Interesting. It says, I appreciate the unique ways other people show their love rather than compare their ways with my ways. Then I appreciate myself for maturely putting up with people who just can't seem to show love the normal, obvious, universally accepted way. Good job, both of us. So I guess this card is speaking to, I appreciate myself for maturely putting up with people. I guess it's just being sarcastic. But, I mean, there is something to be said about understanding that people express love in different ways. Yeah, I won't go into love languages. I'm sure we've all beaten that dead horse. But it is a valid point to really, and this may sound cheesy, but get your PhD on your person, on your partner, and really seek to understand and know and speak their language, and vice versa. Because when you remove that barrier, then connection is so much easier. We have wants and needs. Cute. Look how different they are. So your person could be totally opposite from what you're normally attracted to, or they could be in a complete different culture. That's what's being highlighted to me are the differences right here. It says, wants and needs. I take stock of my relationships and I'm honest about what I want and need from the people in my life. I know the difference between the two. Wants are negotiable, needs are not. Both may be desired and either may be acquired. But that's getting into Venn diagram territory, and no one wants to draw one of those. And then it has a little tiny fine print that says, though some of us might need to. I don't even know what a Venn diagram is. If you know, put it in the comments. No clue. But yeah, what this card is highlighting is basically what I was just saying, and like how different we can be and how important it is to learn each other's love languages and wants, needs, desires, how important it really is to put the effort in to always be having a curious, open mind about the other. A non-judgmental, open, curious mind about the other. And then we have humility, this little brain chilling out. I take a deep breath and release all of my desire to be right. Without right, who's left? A soft and pliable version of me that's willing to make mistakes, hear other people's opinions, and try doing stuff in a different way. In other words, I get to take a pretty sweet, all-inclusive brain vacation. Some restrictions apply depending on the current tenacity of my ego. Which is true, right? Your ego is always going to be counterproductive to connection. We have let go of control issues. We have humility, keep that ego in check. We've got appreciation and wants and needs and playfulness. What else do we got? 7:07 on the clock. I just saw that in the car. What? I mean, it's not 7:07 now, but my timer on the recording. What does that mean? I'm a life path 7. What's your life path number? Drop it in the comments. I love learning about this stuff, like numerology and like, I don't know, your soul urge number, all the different things. It's kind of overwhelming, but it's still fun to learn. Half the time I forget, and then I have to relearn what mine is. I used to be an Enneagram 7 wing 8, and I haven't taken that test in years, so I kind of want to redo it. Okay, focus. Collectives person on their mind. An air sign. Aquarius, Gemini, or Libra. I'm an aqua. And I have a Libra moon, so I have a lot of air in me. I'm one of those super weird, crazy Aquarians, though. Okay. Why am I talking about me? Give me another card. Collectives person. I want to talk about me, oh my. A lost loved one watches over you, guardian. I feel this. And on the bottom of the deck, we've got fire sign. Aries, Leo, and Sag. We only have like a minute left, so I might do two of these, yeah. Okay, person on the collective's mind. What do we need to know? Yeah, don't hurt people. There's no point. It's okay to be upset and angry and mad, but... Oh! And another one just sitting over here on the side. Unrequited. Unrequited love. So you might be offering your heart to someone who doesn't want it. That's a tough one. Talking about unrequited love. But back to a fight real quick. You could be not talking to your person right now. There could be some kind of standoff or pride or who knows. You know what's going on. So if this is someone that you're not in contact with because you're angry, upset, my advice would be to communicate as lovingly as possible and just be like, hey, can we talk about this? Or, you know, I don't know. Try to bridge the gap. Because in the end, it doesn't even matter. Unrequited. We're talking about unrequited love. So what I was going to say about this, because I've definitely been here more times than I'd like to admit, But that being said, all that tells me is that I have unhealed shit in me. If I'm chasing after somebody, look at her. She's just like, wait, don't leave me. Take my heart, take my love. And he's not interested at all. Like, not at all. The dogs are barking in confirmation. Why does she feel so hard pressed to pour her love out to someone who doesn't want it? Like, just, it's okay. Like, give love, be loving, but I really feel like it's pointless pouring water into a bucket with holes. Like, if somebody can't receive what you want to give, then don't. Or take a step back. She can take a step back and turn around and tend to her little garden down there and take all the effort that she's trying to pour into someone who's not at all even looking in her direction. She can just turn around and pour all that love and energy into her own world, into making her world so full and so beautiful that she doesn't even notice people walking by trying to pour her love out, or validation, whatever it is, whatever the root cause is to that. But I think this is super common. I think so many people just, I don't know. I think so many people do this where they just, it stems from, I think, childhood stuff, which I'm not going to go into all that right now. Anyway, unrequited love. That might be something someone is dealing with right now. Yeah, I just keep being drawn to her little home down there, her little window. There's like a butterfly for transformation. And it's just like, stop. I just want to tell her, like, stop, turn around. He doesn't care. He doesn't want your love. He doesn't want your heart. Turn around and pour that love into yourself, into your own surroundings, your own environment, the people around you who love you and know you and do want your love. All right, enough on that. What else do we have here? Nothing? Nothing. Oh, as I said, nothing. 3 fell out. We've got a soulmate. Your soulmate is already with you in spirit. Believe this and they will manifest physically. So, for those of you who feel like they've met their twin flame, their counterpart, their soulmate, I'm just going to say this. I believe in quantum entanglement, and I think separation is a lie. Death is a lie. It's all, time is a lie. So everything starts energetically. Everything starts in a completely different realm than this physical one that we're in. So if you ever feel yourself feeling sad about this, it kind of goes back to the unrequited love thing. Pour your love and your energy into yourself, because if you do believe in all that stuff, like counterparts, twin flames, what you give to yourself, you're giving to them. Like, they feel it because you're the same particle, separated by the illusion of separation in time and space or whatever. But like the science has proven that this particle that's, I don't even know if I'm explaining it right. It's just 2 separate polarities of one thing, one particle. So whatever you give to yourself, you're giving to your person, and let that be enough. Don't worry about the 3D or the physical. That's when stress, anxiety, and things outside of your control, let go of control issues, that's when all that stuff kicks in, right? Things beyond your control. But what you can control is the energy that you give to yourself, or if you feel like you need to send it outside of yourself, just imagine seeing that tether between the 2 of you and just send love that way. My kids were wrongfully, not to go into like a weird story, which I want to share. I think I'm going to start a different YouTube channel dedicated to that whole journey and story. But we moved to Texas. From Oregon to Texas, we ran and hid. Like, we're hiding from, my ex-husband was super abusive. And anyway, long story short, he found us, and I had no lawyer, and the kids were forced back against their will to Oregon, 3,000 miles away from me. I was the bad parent, considered the bad parent, so they weren't allowed. It's called parental alienation, so they weren't allowed to talk to me because they were trying to rebond them with their abuser. But so it felt like my kids had literally died. It was the hardest time of my life. But let me get some water. Happy ending. They ran away. They hopped on a plane 7 months later and saved themselves. But it was an impossible situation. But while they were away from me, I just felt, and this is that quantum entanglement, right? It doesn't have to be just romantic partners. Actually, quit going to church because everybody at church treated me like something was wrong with me. It was just the weirdest. Oh, it was so weird. And especially in the South, I feel like the Bible Belt people are so religious and not love-based, more fear-based. But anyway, I digress. So, and then I randomly one day came across an Aquarius reading on YouTube, and I was scared to watch it because I had been raised to think that this stuff was all demonic, right? But I was like, I deliberated like for a while, and then I hit play, and I was filled with so much hope, so much warmth, and just hope for my situation, hope for my kids, not being able to have contact with them, to even be a support to them. I had listed like on Facebook, like an address to send cards and things to, like, for other people. If I wasn't allowed to love on them, then why couldn't other people, right? And so probably hundreds. I don't even know. I was flooded with people saying they were mailing cards and things, but my kids didn't get one, not one. They were all withheld from them, all the support, all the love. It's crazy. Anyway, I started doing tarot card readings. I was like, shoot, this is giving me hope. I love to give hope. I can give hope. So I bought a deck of cards and made an Etsy account, and I listed my readings for 33 cents because Etsy would only let you go as low as 30 cents. So I wanted it to be an angel number. So I did 33 cents and it blew up. Like, of course, like 33-cent readings. Who wouldn't want a 33-cent reading? But I mean, the feedback was incredible. And one of my clients, Pritham, if you're watching, hi. I really credit what you shared with me to my kids returning home. So he told me to speak just peace and protection and love over them. So I set an alarm in my phone every day and just surround Colton and Victoria with love, peace, joy, protection. 2 weeks later, I got a phone call. Mom, we're landing in an hour in Dallas in an hour. They ran away. So 2 weeks of speaking, I really feel like through that cord, that thread, that quantum entanglement through time and space, like all that goodness reached them and gave them the strength to do what they needed to do and empower them to save themselves. That's just the little nutshell of that story. But we have a message for you. Your person is thinking of you this very moment. Your love fills me with light. I love you. See, and that's even just my kids, like thinking of them in the moment, my love filling them with light. And we have surrender. At times we must surrender the old before something new can enter our lives. Let go and all will work out. I gave the analogy, I don't know if I've posted it yet. I don't know. I have so many readings and recordings in my drafts that I haven't posted yet. Surrender. I gave an analogy earlier about if your hands are full of something you can't receive. Like, you've got to let go of the old in order to welcome in the new. For example, this one restaurant I used to bartend at, it was like the servers there don't leave. Like, some of them have been there 20 years. Like, you make, during the holidays, I would make like anywhere from $700 to $1,000 a night in tips. It was all like politicians. Like, one of my regulars was the heartbeat guy in Texas who passed that bill against abortion. But it's like politicians and lawyers and doctors is like the wealthiest of the wealthy where I live in East Texas would, there's like a little club, right? Little tiny unknown hole in the wall restaurant. It's a French restaurant. I love him. Anyway, people would literally, like my regulars would just like give me like handshakes, like, here baby, go buy the kid something nice, you know, and slip me like a $300 handshake, just three $100 bills, just thank you, you know, we having your, you know, what are we doing, your dirty martini? Got you. But yeah, my whole point is if my hand was already full of something else, like dirty dishes, like I'm sure that that person wouldn't have reached out and slipped me, you know, 3 bills. So you've got to make sure that you're in receival mode. And what's not meant for you is not meant for you. If it's meant for you, it'll come back around. But yeah. So surrender, which is a lot easier said than done. I know. All right, let's keep going. I monologued long enough. I probably will edit most of that out, but okay, let's see what else. You got your person? Put them in your mind. Imagine the feeling of just being next to them, just in a normal, everyday setting, laughing, joking, whatever, being playful. That was noted, because I really feel like feeling it is part of feeling the emotions around that is what helps manifest into this reality. But I don't know. Okay. Red flags. And then we have rigid. We've got red flags and rigid. Don't overlook the warning signs regarding this situation. Someone may act in a very negative and destructive way. Is it really healthy for you? And then we have rigid. There are invisible walls around you preventing love coming in. In order to experience love, you need to open yourself up and let your guard down. Well, boundaries seems to be the theme. Because red flags doesn't mean like, whoa, no, get away from me. It just means like, I clock that. I see what's happening. Like just being the observer, right? Being aware and just seeing, taking it all in and just kind of like collecting data around people's behaviors. And then you can take that data that you've been collecting because you've been quietly observing and determine how far you're going to let your drawbridge down, how far you're going to bring those walls down to let them in, because people will show you where they belong. Like I literally used to have, I'm such a visual person. I used to have a bullseye on a piece of paper. This is when I lived in Oregon. And I would write like on the inner circle, I had like 2 or 3 names, my inner circle people, and then the ring outside of that, and the ring outside of that, and then there was just the little spermies floating around in the abyss around the bullseye. But I literally made a physical, would write names in that chart to remind me, like, because I'm so easily like open without boundaries, and I just needed a physical reminder. Okay, this person is not your friend. Like, you don't know, like, their motives, like, they have not proved themselves. So allow people to show you with their behavior where they belong in your life. And that's where paying attention to red flags comes in. And again, it's not like an automatic, no, I don't trust anybody, everybody stay away from me. It's just like, okay. That's how your brain works. That's how I see you. And then you determine how far you'll let them in. You know, the inner circle, the VIP to your life, to your presence. Your energy is not just an automatic guarantee. It's a privilege for people to know you and to love you and to, which is so hard for me to say because I believe like just love everybody. But there's also something to be said for being wise and not just leaking energy everywhere, you know? I don't know. I really struggle with that because I feel like love is just a part of who you are and your identity. Like it's just, there's no limit to it. Like, I just, like, the way I picture myself is like, I'm just connected to source. So it's like a fire hydrant connected to like a river, an endless river. And it's just like this water, which reminds me, I have a really cool story about that. Okay, I'll just tell it real quick. I was doing deliveries around Portland, and middle of the day, out of nowhere, I just saw this like intersection of like this neighborhood was just flooded. There was a fire hydrant completely open, just powerfully like gushing water out and just flooding the street. And there were no city workers. There was no one around. And I was just like, what the hell is happening here? It was so powerful. It was crazy. And I was going to this like prophetic class. That's when I was super involved in church stuff. And it's called like Life School of Supernatural Ministry or whatever. And people like, you learn to like hear from the Holy Spirit and just prophesy over people, right? And so this lady I didn't even know, she came up to me after class. She's like, I know this sounds really weird, but when you started speaking, because I like raised my hand and like answered a question or something during class, she's like, when you started talking, I just saw this picture, this image of you as a fire hydrant, completely open and blasting out powerful, like just life flooding the streets. And women and children were dancing in your waters that were coming out of your mouth, and you were connected, but below you was like this river, this raging river that was just like, so I thought that was so powerful because that lady that I didn't even know, I've never met her before. I'd never even seen her in that class before, but she told me that the very next day after I saw it in the actual physical. And for someone, I was just jaw dropped, like, what? And I'm always searching to make sense or find meaning in things. So I feel like the meaning I took from that is that I am connected to God, to source, to the heart of God, to the heart of love, like I am. It is part of my identity, and there is no limit to the amount of love I can give. But I do think there's wisdom in not pouring into just anybody and everybody. Like, it's okay to like love people, but when they turn their back on you and they're like, no, thank you, it's almost a form of respect to them to say, okay, all right, I'll water my own garden. So dumb. I don't know. This is just my brain open right now. Take it or leave it. Let's get one more round. I've got 45 seconds. Love messages for the person on your mind. Oh, are you ready? Going to the chapel and we're gonna get married. We've got Diamond. Enduring love. Wishes fulfilled. Keeping promises. Confirmation mark. Some of y'all might be getting proposed to. Ooh. Or eloping. Because I was singing that going to the chapel song. All right.